shared a tweet showing her support for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Her tweet says, "Hope is back in America. These two men will single-handedly save Western civilization that starts with a strong United States of America. I am here at your service and forever indebted to your sacrifice for this country. Let's make America great again." So, of course, social media criticized her for supporting Trump as a trans person. And Trump has been open about having policies against trans community. And a recent headline that I just saw, President-elect Donald Trump shares plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth, speaks about ending gender-affirming care and programs that promote gender transitions. This is something I definitely do agree with, because it just, like, I just don't feel that it should be allowed to have your children make a permanent decision so early before they finish developing. So I actually did agree with that. And then following the criticism, Catlin Jenner tweeted, "I am not a trans advocate. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, but I am a trans person." Now, y'all gotta understand that, because that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And
what you mean?
When you being a trans advocate, I know that's a lot of pressure, because even just being a black woman trying to, like, represent all black women is a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because all black women don't think the same. All trans probably don't think the same. I know they don't think the same, you know? But how do you say, like, yo, I don't want to represent all of y'all, because then that's how you end up being the most hated person, because you can't make I'm pretty sure she can't make every trans person happy.
Of course, I think with him, he don't have, she don't have, Caitlin don't have to be a trans advocate, but I guess the same weekend that you see Donald Trump put out that he wants to make it a federal law where there's only two genders. You look crazy as a trans person.
But that's always been Caitlin's stance, though. That's why a lot of the trans dislike her, because, like, that's always been her stance. You know, she's never ever tried to say that she was a trans advocate. You know what I mean? But
you gotta stop playing hokey pokey with her gender identity.
Okay,
you can't have one foot in, one foot out, and then shake it all about. Hokey pokey. That's what it is. She's playing hokey pokey with her gender identity.
She's swinging the.
That's what it is. One foot in, one foot out.
Okay.
Then you shake it all about. What you shaking? Huh?
What you swinging? Y'all crazy.
What? Oh my gosh, yo, like it's things like this. It's things like this that get on my nerves. You have people up there talking about topics, talking about issues that other people go through, and they don't even have anyone from the trans community up there to articulate exactly what's going on. And everything. They're like just giving their opinion about the situation instead of having an actual trans person up there talking about the issue. Jess Hilarious, we all know she's transphobic. So she gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, I agree that gender affirming care should be banned for young people. They should develop first." But she doesn't have the sense to know that gender dysphoria is a thing. A lot of trans people commit suicide at a young age because they can't deal with the fact that their gender identity doesn't match their body. But Jess Hilarious wouldn't know anything about that, because that's not the cards that she has been dealt and everything. So I just need her to shut her mouth. Just shut the hell up forever. Talking about trans stuff in general. Just shut up. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. When it comes to gender affirming care, I'm going to say this clear for some of you people in the back who are just clueless. And then some of you people just don't want to listen because you're stuck in your ways and you just want to deny that there are different people in the world other from you and everything. So I'm just going to explain this one time. There are a lot of steps you have to go to be able to take hormones in the first place. You have to talk to a therapist. First you have to come out to your family and everything like that. Then you have to talk to the therapist. And then the therapist has to diagnose you with gender dysphoria. So if you're bullshitting the therapist, don't think you're going to get to be able to talk to an endocrinologist, the person that actually supplies the hormones for you and everything. And then the step from taking the hormones for years and then changing all your identification and everything like that, it's a process. No one is having gender reassignment surgery right when they start taking hormones. No one is doing that. But you people out here fear mongering about stuff that that you don't want to research. You just want to fearmonger about it and everything. Someone being trans does not affect you in your daily life. It has nothing to do with you. But you're afraid of everybody. You're afraid of people that are different from you. Because you don't want to put yourself in someone else's shoes and everything. So you demonize the trans community. So I just need Jess Hilarious to shut the hell up forever about talking about trans issues. The Breakfast Club, what they need to do, if they talk about anything trans, they need to get someone up in the trans community that can educate you people. But see, you don't want to be educated because you think it's not a thing, but it is a thing. Trans people have been a thing ever since like human beings have been a thing. It's just the fact of the matter now is that a lot of people thought like, okay, the climate is good. We can be accepted and everything like that. But you know what? We know some of y'all just so close-minded that you think there's only two genders. The gender is on a spectrum, just like sexual orientation is on a spectrum, but you wouldn't know nothing about that because you're ignorant. You don't want to expand your mind. You have this conservative, closed view and everything like that. But it's you devils that make life difficult for the rest of us. So what you need to do is worry about your damn self and stop worrying about what other people doing with their lives. If it's not affecting you personally, shut the hell up forever about it. Second thing, when it comes to Catlin Jenner, I knew she wasn't an advocate. I knew that from the start when I was watching her stupid show back in the day and everything. Because she sat up there with some of her friends who are on the different political spectrum from her, trying to explain to her the damage that Donald Trump will cause and everything. But she wasn't trying to hear it because Catlin Jenner is a privileged white person. So she could protect herself from the fallout of what's going to happen to the rest of the people in the transgender community. That's why the transgender community can't stand Catlin Jenner, because she basically is one of those type of people where she's going to pull up the ladder behind her instead of speaking on trans issues and trying to move the community forward. She wants to just be like, oh, I got mine, so I can't help you and everything, because she's a conservative. But she's gonna find out the hard way that the conservative people don't care nothing about her. She be going on Fox and looking like a fool, just looking like a fool, sounding like a fool, because she is a fool. And I have no sympathy or respect for Catlin Jenner at all. She's a joke, a clown. So, the trans community is like, kick rocks. We don't listen to Catlin Jenner anyway because we're not surprised about the nonsense that comes out her mouth. Just nonsense. And she think, it's like them black conservatives doing all this juking and jiving and buck dancing for fascist Republicans. That's what Catlin Jenner is doing. She's talking about Donald Trump is gonna bring hope back to the community. Whatever. Catlin Jenner, when it's all said and done, your story's gonna end sad and pathetic. You're gonna be alone. Because no one cares for you. Just shut the hell up forever. Yeah. So, yeah. I ain't surprised by this nonsense, because that's what it is. Nonsense coming out of Catlin Jenner's mouth. Because you would think that someone like her would get the picture, would get the message, see the picture that them fascist Republicans don't want her around. They don't want her around. They don't want her at the table and everything. The only reason why they tolerating her is because she got money. If she didn't have money, she would not even be on Fox and everything like that. So she's just like what they call it, a grifter, like Candace Owens. A grifter like, I'll name names. Candace Owens, Tim Scott, Byron Donalds. Like acting like these, like, you know, Republicans want them around. No, them Republicans who are transphobic, misogynist, sexist, racist, they don't want nothing to do with you. All they care about is their white supremacy. So, like, spare me. Good gracious, like, what? Man, oh man, the United States of America is just a stupid country. We got stupid people talking about things they don't need to be talking about. And that chimes back to how I started this video, talking about Jess Hilarious. She needs to just shut up about talking about trans issues. Yeah. So, I had to make this video today because I am sick and tired of people who aren't a part of the trans community talking about trans issues. You don't know what you're talking about because you got your own biases. You're not an ally. We know you're not an ally, so cut it out. Y'all have a good day.